So silly. So silly, so silly, so silly.
You just act as the fire department for 1 second, okay?
Kaboom! Yay! So I mean, I don't know what the hell. It would not let me. It just was stuck in limbo there, saying like my connection sucks, but it was never fixing itself. So fuck it. We shut it down and start again. Mostly because I can't leave you hanging like that. Oh shit! Yeah, it might go tits up on us again, guys. So we'll just we'll see. I'm trying my best. I am getting ready to move here. The whole family, we are going to be moving kind of out into the boonies, but maybe I'll hardline my connection and everything and get a little bit better. So we'll see. The show must go on, and we tried our best here at Slowly Read, but more often than not, it's not good. Oh shit. So yeah. Looks like it's streaming Real Player. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. In a better world, I would know how to do this shit and make it look good at the same time. Oh, no. It's the birthday boy. He's home. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, here, I'll take him. You guys want to meet the birthday boy? Oh, mister, you're so weak. Oh. Look at this guy. He's 1 year old today. Mr. Rome Proyas. Can you say hi, buddy? He's like, what are you?
Sorry for interrupting the stream, everybody.
He's like, but it was my birthday, so
My birthday.
Suck it. Oh, mwah. Love you, Mom. All right. So I'm trying to think of what we were just talking about Rings of Power. So yeah, whatever. I mean, okay. Yes, I know, little boy, it's happy birthday. Yeah, guys, I'm kind of torn on it. I want to be more on board with it than not, because one way or another, it's coming out, right? Did I ever read Neuropath? No, I haven't. I believe Amanda did, though, and I want to say she read it and was saying it was pretty dark and brutal. I've heard from, I think, just about everyone that's read that book that it's quite a bit much, but that doesn't surprise me, being Baker. But just once. Yeah, see, so that's pretty much what I know of it. It's one of the, right? Is it kind of, what is that? What, like Blood Meridian? Like, I'm after reading it once, I was like, yeah, good. I'm done. Oh, man. For sure. See all this. I'm sure you guys can hear this. There's like these little girls that are acting like kittens, and my son screeching. And
yep.
Imagine trying to record a fucking book review with all this. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Hello.
It's not as good as TSA, but it covers some of the same topics in near future setting. Yeah, I imagine it's probably touching on that determinism and whatnot, right? I mean, that stuff can really mess with you a bit when you start thinking about it a whole lot. Kind of get into that like nothing matters because it's all just been preordained anyway. It's a scary thought. Okay, enough. Please give me a minute.
Okay, what is it?
Give me a minute, and then I'll. You know what it is. You could turn the kids into sound effects to enhance your review videos. Yeah.
Yeah, you turn them to a baby.
Like a radio DJ, like hitting buttons.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. But yeah, I mean, this is it, guys. I mean, this is my life. I got all kinds of distractions in it. So, you know, I want to stay in this whole like thing and stay in contact with you guys and talking about shit. And sometimes those conversations will obviously be interrupted or cut short or whatever. And it's probably super fucking annoying. But if you want to hang in there with me, I mean, I'll fucking keep doing this shit. Yeah, it is a great birthday party. Dude, this is way better than my first birthday party. Back when all we did was eat rocks. No, just joking. Sick Claymore shirt. Yes, this is one of my favorite shirts. Claire versus Regaldo. Yeah, it's a sick scene. An amazing series. If you guys don't know about Claymore the manga, it's my favorite. I know everyone's all about Berserk, and a lot of people say that Claymore is Berserk's little sister. I would say, you know, there's a good reason why they make that comparison, because in some ways it is, but I think that there's like there's some pretty big differences though too. My rocks were dirt flavored. Yeah, don't you hate that? Mom wouldn't even let you put sugar on them. That's so good.
And instead sit on the bed. Isn't that so cute? That will be your baby. That will be my. Let's give Robbie his baby.
I love reading physical books, but now that I have kids, the only way I can do is noise canceling headphones with Audible. Yeah, I can relate. I've actually had the result of some Audible with headphones myself, just because it's gotten so crazy. Got the bugs are out bad. I'm jealous you have those editions of Aspect Emperor. I've been looking for those exact editions, but they're impossible to find, even secondhand. I'll tell you, the Aspect Emperor books are some of the hardest ones to get your hands on. I mean, even mine don't match. You know what I mean? They mostly do, but they're, you know, I got one Orbit in there, but I'm thankful to have it, because even that was the Great Ordeal is a great ordeal to find. I'll tell you. It's tough. It's one of the pains. I think Malazan is somewhat similar as far as like it's hard to get your hands on like a whole set of like hardbacks or something like that. I've heard. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass that you're trying to find those books. What's up? Coming for the Slowly Read channel. Looking forward to the White Luck Warrior talk with Fantasy Network. So I'm not sure exactly, guys. Honestly, I've been kicking around a couple ideas. I want to do this a little bit more often, where we at least have some kind of discussion, maybe once a week, once a month at least, maybe, where we just kind of touch base, bullshit, whatever. I also, well, as what I'm reading right now is White Luck Warrior, and I think what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to reread the Silmarillion, I think, afterwards. And then I might actually dig into that. I don't know, because of this show and everything, and maybe that's just a way for me to feel, you know, comfy or whatever. You know, it's let the show be its own thing while I can talk about the conical or whatever the word is, lore. That'd be kind of cool if you guys are interested in that. I know most people come to me for dark and dastardly shit, but I would argue that the Silmarillion is tragic enough to be considered somewhat dark and dastardly, and it'd be kind of cool because it's also a book that a lot of people have a hard time reading, or maybe they just aren't going to read because it's not like a normal fantasy narrative. So maybe I'm kicking around the idea of breaking down the Silmarillion, like rereading it and like maybe doing like chapter breakdowns or something. I mean, it's interesting to me. I just don't know if it's really that interesting to you guys. So that's something I've been kicking around. What else? There was something else. Oh yeah, just basically covering maybe TV shows, because there's a lot of fantasy going on in TV right now. So I was contemplating talking about TV shows as well, especially obviously the fucking Rings of Power. Did I read Attack on Titan? No, I haven't. So that's one I've tried to get into. I just not made it very far at all. And I know everyone tells me I'm going to love it. So I think what I have to do is just get over the initial first bit. There's something that happens. I'm really sucked in at the beginning of the anime. And then it gets to a scene where these like kids are talking and they're like kind of arguing or whatever, and I just immediately got turned off and was just like, nope, I'm not watching this. I don't want. Nope. So it's another one I have to try again, kind of deal. I know it's going to be good. It's just sometimes it takes a lot for me to really get over the hill into the series. Girls, can you please go to your room and play for just a couple minutes? Oh, okay. Well, then that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, mom is a wolf.
Yeah, mom's boss. Mom's boss. Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
Tears of seasoning. Back in our day, we had to walk barefoot uphill through 15 feet of snow for our first birthday party. That's right. Have you heard Blind Side by Peter Watts? No, I don't think so. A very good book, especially if you're into Baker. Okay, I'll have to put it on the list. I got lucky and got matching used Great Ordeal for 13. Oh, nice, Ben. Just got to search those used book sites. Yeah, I mean, if you do enough digging, you'll find whatever you're looking for, But it can be, discouraging at times. You've searched so many. I got in touch with Brian Lee Durfee, who signed all my physical books for me. So stoked to have them in my collection. That's what's up. And that's actually, I am looking at getting into Brian Lee Durfee's books as well. I have is it The Forgetting Moon? I want to say it's The Forgetting Moon is book 1. I got that. So I actually wouldn't mind trying to get to that this year. So that might be something on the horizon as well. Mark, tell your children to hush. That's right, Mom. I can barely hear you. Oh shit, do I need to be closer? All right. Have you heard of the author Simon Snotface? Worth your time to seek out super funny and sick books. All right. I mean, with a name like Simon Snotface, I can only imagine the kind of stories he tells. Seconding Blind Side. It's right up your alley. Okay. The thing that gets me with anime and manga is how they drag the story out. Ghost in the Shell standalone doesn't do it. I like Ghost in the Shell a lot. I actually like the movie too, and a lot of people shit all over that. They shit all over it. So that's one of those things is like, maybe I will like the Rings of Power because I like shit like the Ghost in the Shell. Uh-oh. Come here, bub.
Look what Ron got. He got his own teddy. Look what Ron got, Dad.
Okay.
Look what Ron got. I'm using it. It's gonna be my baby.
Poor Bubba's. Hey, Mark, do you have any interest in the House of the Dragon show? Oh, yeah, I do. Honestly, the House of the Dragon kind of flew under the radar, so to speak, because of Rings of Power was kind of like what the show I was thinking of. I haven't seen anything about House of Dragons, so hopefully it's cool. Once again, I'm one of those people that enjoyed Game of Thrones show, and I understand a lot of people were pissed off, but I enjoyed it almost all the way through.
It looks like a ghost, but actually
they're so long, so it's a commitment. Yeah, Attack on Titan only gets better. Trust me. Yes, and that's the thing, right? So I understand where I haven't gotten to that point where it really kicks off and you get sucked in and it just keeps getting better and better. And you're like, dude, this is such a good payoff. And I know that's probably going to be there for me. So that's why I've not given up on Attack on Titan. I'm going to get into it. A lot of times I'm such a moody reader or just like entertainment consumer. It's got to kind of be the right moment, the right time for me to really get into it. And then once I get into it, you got me for life. Huh, Bubba? Huh, Prosha? Man down. Terry, what is up, brother? All right. Yeah. You hanging on? Happy birthday, Bubby. So yeah, I mean, what does anybody else have any thoughts on the House of Dragon show? Because like I said, I don't know much. I don't know anything. is it something that's gone off of the actual books, or is it something that they've completely kind of done up themselves? Do I have anyone I want to interview on my channel? Yeah. I mean, I got all kinds of people I would like to interview. I remember, a while back, I think, one guy I would like to interview is Adrian Selby, because I think he lives an awesome life and he's made some really kick-ass fantasy. His approach and everything is cool. The guy also works with or at least has worked with Lego and video games, and just what a cool life. I would love to interview Adrian Selby at some time. Obviously, Baker is like one of those dream interviews, except for at the same time, it's also like a nightmare because I'd probably just look stupid interviewing that guy. So I'd almost want to leave that interview to somebody that's probably more capable. Mark Lawrence, I would really like to interview Mark Lawrence, but I know he doesn't do like live interviews. You know who I would really love to interview, and it would be like just a dream and just a real huge favor to me is if I could interview Jorg Ankrath via Mark Lawrence. I would love to do that. Honestly, I would like to do that with a couple characters. If the authors would entertain me and just kind of like, do the interview as like embodying the character for the moment and let me interview the character. There's so many I would like to do that too. I mean, obviously this is more of a kind of a fun and funny thing than a serious interview, but goddamn, that would be cool, I think. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, after a while, you start to kind of realize, most of the interviews with authors are going to be pretty similar. You know what I mean? You're going to talk same old questions and stuff like that. It's cool to see what they're into and stuff. But after a while, it's kind of, they're all pretty similar. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's based on Fire and Blood, based on the history for Westeros, Fire and Blood. Yep. Okay, cool. So, I mean, they have source material, right? Hopefully they stick to it. Or if they don't, hopefully they pull it off where you don't give a shit. The thing is it is as much as it's, kind of, as much as it's like kind of worrisome, we have to kind of also say, man, it's pretty dope that this amount of money and time and effort is being dumped into things like fantasy in TV or movies. Because honestly, it was kind of dying off there, years ago. In the 80s, we had a huge surge of like sword and sorcery and fantasy movies. And then into the 90s, it really kind of died off, I felt. So to me, like right now, whether you like the shows or not, it looks like it's like a resurgence of like heavy fantasy, We're getting Willow, you know what I mean? And that's like a childhood like favorite of mine. So I'm kind of excited in the manner that my children might actually get a chance to grow up with Willow like I did, which is really cool. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're going to change some things, and it might not be the show or the thing that I remember and I loved, but sometimes it is about passing the torch to. It's such a weird deal. You know what I mean? Being a fan is tough.
Not any of my stuffing. That's my stuffing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was wondering that too. I don't know if anyone's done interviews like that. I just think it would be hilarious and fun. Like, I think people would want to just tune into that. You know what I mean? I think. If the stories suck, just try to enjoy the visual of the old familiar world, like the trees. Yeah. I mean, that's the one thing. It's really easy, guys, for us to focus on the negative, right? I love this analogy. It's like the hammer analogy. If I smash my finger with a hammer, I'm no longer thinking about how I have 9 perfectly good fingers. I'm only thinking about the fucking pulsating, bleeding, smashed up, hurting one. Okay. So it's really easy to focus on the pain, the negative, all that, and forget that there's so many other elements or working parts that are still good. And that's something I try to be wary of, because it can be, I can be a very passionate, fan at times. I think you guys can see that sometimes in my reviews. So sometimes that passion can really stoke a flame within you that you just don't want to burn up everybody around you with your passion. Sometimes you just got to chill out a little bit, let things be, you know what I mean? And understand that the video that Terry, I'm glad Terry's in the chat, because Terry's actually the one that directed me towards AP's video about adaptation. And that really did help me kind of settle some feelings and stuff, how I felt about adaptations. And it put some things into perspective for sure. Now, there's still things I have to argue about or I'm still mad about with the show, but that, I'm in a little bit better of a headspace and stuff. If you read the Ash and Sand trilogy, you could also ask Richard Nell to be on the channel. Yeah, absolutely. I actually have the first book picked up, and I do want to read it, and I would like to have Mr. Nell on, because I've actually been in a discussion with him, and I found him to be quite an interesting character. November 30th, cannot wait. All right. I grew up very Christian, wasn't allowed to have cool satanic things. Fuck. Oh, don't listen to me, Roby. I had to deal with vanilla Jesus stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's a thing. My brother had a friend who wasn't allowed to watch the Smurfs when we were growing up because Gargamel, had magic and shit. So, I mean, I know of families that were pretty strict, pretty hardcore. I don't think that does the children any favors personally, but I am not the guy to tell you how to, raise your children. Obviously, right? I'm pirate dad.
Yes. My name is Opus Cat.
Looking forward to the adaptation of Magician by Feist. Okay. I've seen the show Magician. That's Lev Gross. That's a whole nother. Never mind. Sorry. Terry. How do you read so many books yet take care of so many children? Well, lately it's been a lot tougher. And sometimes sometimes you want to do a little research and understand like what you're getting into, so you understand if you can get through it in a timely manner or not. Maybe not bite off something you got to, like reading Baker right now is a bit tough because of all what's going on. Normally, I'm doing it because I want to, and also for the discussion. It's his birthday. He can do it. Yeah, but I mean, normally, if I know like my life is going to be chaotic and crazy, it might be in my best interest to fit a faster paced, smaller page count kind of book. I like to get those in. I have a bunch of books I can review. I just haven't gotten around to it a lot because of the kids, and also sometimes my audio is really messed up. I had a couple videos I recorded and I just never released them because the audio was horrible. So it's stuff I'm still trying to work on, still trying to bounce off. I mean, realistically, I try to do this stuff. I'm not really doing it super gracefully in any avenue of my life. I'm just doing it. I get up in the morning and just keep trying. What is my second favorite series? So obviously, Second Apocalypse has got to take the cake. So it's a tough one. I would say it's probably a mix it's probably a cross, there between Broken Empire and Manifest Delusions. Mostly, Beyond Redemption is one, and the Broken Empire books are just so near and dear to my black heart. I love those books. Beyond Redemption was one of the biggest surprises because I thought I was getting into something that was just wacky grimdark, and it has a very serious tone in book 1. I think it does kind of go off the rails into book 2 and stuff, but I mean, that first book was so epic and serious and dark and just, I mean, there's also some very funny and not serious parts, but it surprised me, and it brought me there on so many different occasions where I could see these characters, I could see the world, the filth, it was really cool, especially the character of Gurn, she being like the Hosbrand, the like fire magic chick. Oh my god. Just imagining her and like the heat waves emanating off of her and the ground boiling beneath her feet was so awesome. I loved it. So yeah, I really hold those two, the Manifest Illusions and the Broken Empire, are like kind of fight for second there. The Broken Empire had my heart for so long. We're talking like over a decade. That was pretty much held the #1 spot. And then boom, I read Beyond Redemption a couple months later. I started Second Apocalypse. So it was a crazy year because I literally found 2 different like series that kind of dethroned Broken Empire, so to speak. But one way or the other, I just got such a massive amount of dark love for all those books. Yes, that's how I do. I love it. She's like, how do you do that? Because he has an amazing and helpful wife. That's facts. None of this shit gets done without my wife. My wife is, she's phenomenal. I haven't read Age of Madness yet. No, I have the books. I just haven't started. Have I read any other Cormac McCarthy books? Just Blood Meridian and The Road. I have the Child of God or Children of God or whatever, which I hear is pretty messed up. So I'm looking forward to getting into that one. Is writing a hobby too, or just a reader? I started writing actually like a year ago, maybe somewhere around there. We got pretty serious about it, honestly, and then all of a sudden I nuked my laptop, and it really ruined a lot of my spirit, I have to admit. And some people will be like, well, if that set you back, then you shouldn't have been writing anyway. And I say, fuck off. Sorry, buddy. Because, dudes, if you feel like you want to write something, just write it. It doesn't even have to, don't even, if it doesn't get finished, whatever. But at least if you have something haunting your mind, jot it down. Like, get creative. I love creativity. I love to create. Doesn't mean that I'm always going to create good stuff, but if I have the chance, I'll try to create. And I just recently decided to pick the story back up. So just a couple days ago, I started going through what is left. I started going through what's left and editing kind of what I am and reading it again and kind of trying to get the feel for where, what I was really kind of going for, so I can continue writing it. I want to finish this one, and I got a couple ideas for some other stories. And so I do love writing. It's something I'm not necessarily great at, but I think when you start to create a world and you really feel the character's motivation, I mean, you're like, in a sense, you're playing God. So these are your creations, and nothing's going to be more visceral than the world that you create and the people that you like put in that world. Like, you're going to understand them more than anyone. So it's crazy. Like, sometimes I can think about a character or characters that I want in my story or that I'm writing, and this shit could bring a tear to my eye because I emotionally know everything about them and I'm invested, I guess. I would say if you're having a hard time with books, like you're kind of getting burnt out, write your own story. Write your own story, because you'll be amazed with how much fun you'll have. Doesn't mean you're gonna write it to be published or anything. Just write it, just write it and enjoy it. And find out, like I did, how hard this shit is. It's so hard. Keith C. Blackmore. Okay, there's another one for the list. All right. Oh, hi, the both of you. Yes, hi.
Yeah, it's her.
What's my favorite cartoons if you watch them? Oh, man. Growing up, I was part of that generation that watched He-Man and Transformers, and then we got Ninja Turtles, which was like life-changing. Today, because I have kids, I watch a lot of cartoons though too, and I have to say, like, the one cartoon that I didn't watch because I was like kind of an adult, I guess, when it came out, but it came out a little while ago, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly with my children, is Adventure Time. Adventure Time is so amazing. It's weird as hell. But they've done some stuff, especially in the episodes I saw on HBO, which are like after the show kind of ended, they did like these kind of like capping off more adult episodes. And the episode with Marceline and the princess and how their relationship has evolved and everything, to me, is some of the best writing in any it's insane. I cried a little bit, like, because it had been something that they had been building for years. It was so well done, so elegant. So yeah, Adventure Time is amazing. If you have kids and you're not watching Adventure Time, you're not having the full experience. It's about gladiators. Okay, cool. 131 days. That's what. Okay. Hey. So, right on. Anything else you guys want to chat about? I'm probably gonna have to go just so that way I can kind of get my house in order. Plus, this guy's not gonna stop. Let's see. I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make these things more often. I am getting ready to move, so we'll see how all that kind of unravels and what that looks like. But yeah. Uh-oh. He's going for it. Are you going to read The First Binding by R.R. Virdi? I do not know. I don't even know about that. What do you think about what Kellis did to Proyas? Well, I don't want to spoil anything. So, I mean, like, it's a hard one to answer without spoiling. I'll tell you, man, like, I'll say this, just, and you can kind of do your own detective with it. I was heartbroken at all the events of the Unholy Consort. Really hit me in a place that unnerved me and made me angry. I was so sad. But at the same time, I really applaud Baker for pulling that kind of emotion out of me, because sometimes I can be like a robot. So when you get me going like that, it's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck you did, but it was amazing. It was amazing, a well-written but soul-shatteringly tragic. Yes, I know we're gonna get a house. We've been in a duplex forever now, so we're actually gonna get a house, and it's gonna be awesome. And we're gonna be out in the middle of nowhere, so we're gonna really be doing the Alaskan thing. Which actually, as much as that brings challenges, there's some things to kind of look forward to that. I'm getting older, so this is, if any time of my life was for me to move out in the middle of nowhere, it'd be now. It's coming out in 2 weeks, and it's supposed to be very good fantasy. All right, well, I'll have to keep my eyes out. I mean, there's so much going on, and I can only keep track of, X amount, and there's definitely the stuff that I have, that I have my interest, so I try to keep my focus a lot of times there, but doesn't mean I don't like all kinds of different stories. All right. Sweet. Well, guys, like I said, I'm going to try to keep this thing going. Well, hopefully maybe next week I can pop in. We could chat for a little bit. It's going to be a shit show. I am horrible. It's going to be a mess. It's going to be a mess. You know what I mean? We're gonna have kids interrupting me cursing, and it's just going to probably be a real bad look. But if that sounds like entertainment to you, by all means, tune in. I'm kind of like, I've just kind of shed the perfection deal and just been like kind of embraced the calamity that is my little recording studio here in the house. All right, guys. Well, Mr. Romy, do you want to say bye? Girls, you want to say bye?
Yeah, sure.
You might as well, since they heard you nonstop, you might as well make an appearance.
Bye. Bye.
All right.
And what's your name? What are your names?
Yeah, what are your names? Huh? Why are you so nosy?
What? Why I'm so noisy?
Maybe they want to keep their names private. Except for Mustard Tiger, he's all about shouting his name.
Yeah, shout his name.
Well, I'll tell you what. Clara is probably the reader right now. Di is not yet to learn, but Clara loves reading. All right, say bye, guys. We'll see you soon. We will see you soon for more chaotic live streams. All right. We're doing it. All right, bye, everybody.
Bye, and I'll wear your face.